Good to see you.
Jack, my headphones are too loud.
How come the fat guy always wears sunglasses? Well, today...
Yeah, I forgot mine.
It's to hide the obvious.
We had a party last night, my man.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't even that out of control or crazy. It was just we had a hell of a good night out in Strathmore at the Origin tap room.
It took a while with some excellent poking and prodding by you, but we got some really good ret last night. Really good ret.
Yeah, well, we went out together, Jack and Retro and myself. We made the trip out there. And I said, so what should we, just what stories do we want to do tonight? Like, what do we want to? I'd rather just talk about the team. I'd rather just talk about this year's team. I don't want to talk.
No,
like, oh, that's not going to be very exciting. It's like, oh, all right, yeah. But
standards.
I speak Warrenese. I'm familiar with the animal that is Rhett Warner.
Oh yeah,
it's been a lot of years. We've been a lot of years. Our work marriage has gone for a long time.
Yeah.
When in doubt, add booze.
Yeah.
And he really did come out of a shell, didn't he?
You played the hits last night.
We played. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hit record.
If you go to the Rolling Stones concert and you don't hear Satisfaction or Brown Sugar, you leave pissed off. If you go to a night where Rhett's on the mic and you don't hear Top Shelf and Tootsies, you're pissed off. And no one left pissed off last night. They all got what they were.
The rookie party, that's another one that just is continually more baffling every time I hear it.
Yeah. Well, what a night, man. I've been kind of teasing you about it because the guys at Origin, guys and girls, I keep saying that. Kim is great. All the people out there, it's a great team.
The peeps,
as everybody saw last night, and they put everything together. They organized it. They made the beer. They canned it. All the artwork and the graphics and everything for it. All we needed to do was show up. But it was a great night, and you finally got a chance to taste it. I was kind of teasing you about it. Yeah, there it is. Because Sterling was there. Sterling's kind of the Hilton family. Sterling, I think, is kind of the guy that runs the thing. He's like, so kind of waiting there as Pinder takes his first few sips. Everybody's kind of like, so you're the piss tank of the group. What do you think?
What do you think?
He's like, oh yeah, that's a blonde.
Yeah.
I could taste. Oh yeah, yeah. It was
really good.
He's doing this stuff, and except aren't you supposed to like spit some of it out when you're just tasting?
I mean, you could take that option. I declined to spit any out last night.
Yeah,
we drank a lot of them, swallowed it all.
Yeah, too much. Some might say. Some might say there was too much.
I would even surrender that at this point. I'm not going to fight you on that, Dean. I don't have the energy today.
Yeah. Jack. Now, Jack says he bought a 4-pack, but I know that there was a pallet of them sitting in the background, and I saw he was in the back.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. I go to the back and friggin' Jack's in the back holding like he's just holding a pack of it and drinking.
Hanging off his hand.
Did you just grab a 4-pack from that?
No, I bought these.
There?
No, I bought them. I got the receipt right here.
No, I paid for it. No.
Let's go.
Do I have the receipt?
Do I have the receipt? Well, you could write it off. It's a business expense. That's the good news about it. But no, I mean, shit. We had a great time. I was looking forward to it. We've done a number of these. Some have gone well. Some have, depending.
Come on, which ones haven't gone well?
You know what? There's a few where it's kind of an older, kind of, okay.
Anytime we leave the city and go to like smaller centers in Alberta, and that's to say these are small places, but it's not Calgary.
Nah.
We are welcomed with amazing people. Remember when we went to Lethbridge? It was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
Strathmore was like Lethbridge Junior last night. It was just a smaller room, but still rammed. 100 people. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess the only thing different than the Lethbridge one is we didn't go to the strippers after the event.
Do they have? Yeah,
no, I don't know if they have.
We didn't go to the strippers last night. Confirm that. I can't. Yeah. You'll have to refresh my memory on Lethbridge. I really don't remember anything.
Oh, sure. There it is. Barn Burner Blonde.
Oh, baby.
Had the launch party last night. Now,
okay, we got exciting news here.
Not all of you were there last night. I'm guessing. I see there's a few
There's more
100
people watching
people
on YouTube
watching.
than
Yeah,
there were
that's
in the
right.
room last night. So yeah.
So how do you get a little barn burner blonde in your life? Well, we have a plan. When I say we, I mean the people at Origin have a plan. It's what they do.
Yes.
They go to work at this at this sort of thing. They wanted to make sure that it was up and running before they announced it or whatever you want to call it. But
You used a very nice term, soft launch.
It was a soft launch.
They tested before we even knew it was a thing. And they're like, we've done the soft launch. We're ready for the hard launch.
yeah, that's right. The Origin online store, the official launch of the Barn Burner Blonde, among other things. You're going to see it all there. But if you go to originbrewing.ca and click shop in the top left corner, you can become one of the first, beyond last night, to purchase the Barn Burner Blonde. Barn Burner and Origin are offering exclusive 10% discount from today until December the 6th at midnight, which in French is minuit.
Is that right?
On all online products, if you use the promo code #BarnBurnerBlonde. Now, so that's pretty good. A little discount. The online shop is open. Local delivery for only $5 every Thursday on your $50 Origin purchases within downtown Calgary and surrounding areas of up to like a 50-kilometer radius from downtown. So if you live in Banff, we're not going to be able to do that to you, essentially. And they had to put some sort of parameters, but
sure.
By and large, if you are in Calgary, you can have your purchase delivered to you for $5. They're going to make.
I'm on the website right now. This looks awesome. This is amazing. You can
I know it is awesome.
Big assorted whatever flavors. You got to get some blondes in there, but try the other stuff. Love the Mexican lager, the homegrown. If you like IPAs, they got 2 great ones. Like, let's go.
There you go. Origin offers national and international shipping beyond that, of course, and there'll be some charges there. And then, of course, if you're in the Strathmore area, stop by for the local pickup. They won't charge you for that. If you go in there and just grab some, you're gonna have to pay for it, but you don't have. There's no delivery fee.
Yeah, just putting it across the table. They're not going to charge you for that.
No, they're not going to do that. At 60 Spruce Park Drive. So this is, we're working towards it. There's going to be places too. I know that BK Beaufort Liquor, our buddy Mandeep, out on the west edge of the city, he is all in on Origin.
Yeah.
And we are going to be working. If you own a liquor store, if you own a pub, if you own a restaurant, get a hold of us. Get a hold of us on social. We're going to get, and we want everybody to get not just the Barn Burner Blonde, but everybody needs to get some Origin in their life. We are starting the Origin takeover here in the city of Calgary, and then Alberta, and then Western Canada, and then the world is how this is going to go. Those are the steps that we've laid out. We had that. You were there for that meeting last night, right? We had it on the whiteboard. Okay, first it's Calgary, and then the world.
Start small and the Strathmore to Calgary. That's the whole turf.
I love you.
Expand it.
This is going to be great. So again, go to originbrewing.ca, click shop in the top left corner.
Yeah.
And if you use the promo code BarnBurnerBlonde, you will get that discount, 10% discount until the 6th of December. And yeah, you want to get the beer, local delivery, it's $5 to have it delivered.
I don't want to tell anyone how to do things, Dino, but we all have people in our life that like beer and are hard to shop for. Well, connect the dots, friends. Get someone a 4-pack of Barn Burner Blonde for their stocking. Let's go.
There you go.
Easy.
Great night. Great night last night.
It was a really good night. Honestly, a lot of great people, and a lot of people very, very, like, went out of their way to be kind and say thanks for coming out here. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, this is great. We got a beer. We got a great brewing partner. Where else would we be? You kidding me?
Yeah. And Jack got the tour last night. Jack, tell us about. You're like, I kind of missed the tour at the start. So I
could go back there,
and you check things out. You and Sterling and Pinder were in the back. What was going on there? You guys were. It looked like it was some real serious heart-to-heart stuff going on back there.
What were we talking about?
I think beer and life. Yeah,
yeah. That's what it looked like.
And a lot of the blondes talking.
Yeah, that's what we were.
It was good people, man. The Hiltons love them.
And again, I keep saying this, and I said it a couple times on the show already. But when we've been doing this thing for a year and change now, and there were a few things that we just, you sit down when you're starting something. So okay, get the cocktail napkin and let's write down what do we want to do. Well, we want this. Here's what we don't want to do, and here's what we want to get away from, and here's what we want to do. And right at the top of the list was trying to give back, do a little bit more for local charities, local causes, that sort of thing, and align ourselves with people that we want to be around.
Yeah. Good.
And it's not a shot against anyone we're not working with, but it's just, it's in this day and age, let's just work with good people. We just want good people in our life. Let's just, because I like to think that our people that listen to this show, they're our guys or whatever, and girls are like, oh, we listen to, it's our buddies. And I think our buddies are very down to earth, and they're normal people and good people that want to do good for other people. And when we came away from that first meeting with Sterling and Spencer and Kyle and all the guys, and like it was Warner, he said, those are the guys. That's exactly who we want to be doing stuff with.
I don't know how we do this, how we get this done, but this is the story we want to tell. This is the beer we want to support. These are the people we want to work with. And of course, everything came together and everyone's happy. Beer's great, full room. Like, honestly, we have a beer, Dean. This is so cool.
Well, and I think Jack saw it kind of up close when we walked into the back. I said, we've been talking about this malting because they have the farm and like 17,000 acres, like massive farm. And they've got the brewery, but they've got this malting facility as well. And then you walk in the back and you see the huge racks and just pallet and pallet and pallet, like pallets galore of all the different types. You're like, Jack's like, holy shit. It's like, yeah.
Have you seen a brewery before in the back there, Jacko, or is that your first time?
That was my first time, I think.
Yeah.
So he was pretty stunned at, wow. It's like, yeah, this is a major business.
Yeah.
All in and of itself, plus the farm, and then the brewery part. And they're not just, this is a business. They're all in on this thing. It's not just, you want to try making some beer in the garage. This is real stuff, and a serious business that we've aligned with. And there's more coming, and we may have even in the next couple of weeks. Like this is our beer and the Barn Burner Blonde, but they continue to do good things for good people, and we'll have more on that coming up.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. That's the top secret. We can't even. Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
So there's more coming. There is more
cans there.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So thanks for everybody for coming out. Look for Origin in your liquor store. If they don't have it, ask for it. And thanks to everybody for doing what they did. Now,
great night.
Today is not a game day. No helmets, thankfully. I'd need to expand the helmet a little bit. I'd have to get the screwdriver out and open it a size or two to get it on the old melon today. But we're going to do a show anyway. We got Jamie McLennan, one of our NHL insiders, coming up.
Look at this. Sorry. Somebody's already ordered their beer. The order is placed. Brad Miller time. Attaboy. Love it. Look at this.
OriginBrewing.ca.
Right here.
OriginBrewing.ca. Attaboy, Brad.
Yes.
And honestly, like, I think this here, I think that's their old logo, which we still like, but they changed all of their graphics and branding and everything changed. I don't know how long ago, maybe say within the year, maybe a little bit more, but their merch is awesome. It's better.
Really good gear.
I like their, we asked last night, could you do our stuff too? We really like.
Jack's got some ideas, and he was Rhett last night. He was straight idea guy. He was like, Sterling, get over here. Pinder, get over here.
Some cross branding and cross promotion, that whole
pollination.
Yeah, we'll get into. But so yeah, Noodles is going to be on at an undetermined time.
Really? What's going on there today? He's at the casino again?
It's not the casino, but it's something. He sent me the text, and because I don't want to spoiler alert this for you, because we'll wait till he gets on. I'm running a little bit late today. You will laugh when you hear the reason.
Good. Okay, I like that.
So
I can do that.
He will be on, but we'll be a little bit later. I said it's all good. We're wide open today, so we've got you. Whenever you get in, that will be just fine.
Yeah, good. Got to bang out a Pinder Report. Get that done ahead of the old Noodles. Or what are you thinking here?
I don't know. Yeah, I was going to do this.
Okay.
This came up on my X feed. See how I'm getting with it.
Hip with the times.
Yeah, very hip. You talk about good people doing good things. And I'm going to use this as an I dig it, because I do. The cause is kind of near and dear to my heart. Okay. And anytime people are doing good things for other people, I think that's awesome. And I dig that. So we're going to do a little bit of I dig it for Finning Cat today. They have got their online timed event. It continues. Register, bid, win. The Finning online timed event is on now. Get your bid on. Finning online timed event for used cat equipment is live and open for bidding. Don't miss out on your chance to secure the machinery that you need. Finning is offering easy-to-use online bidding. Diverse quality used cat and non-cat equipment. Post-purchase support. Start bidding today to build your fleet with quality used equipment. It runs until December 5th. So don't wait. Sign in or register today to start browsing. For more information, go to used.finning.com/bid or
QR code.
hit the old QR code right above my swollen head right there.
It doesn't look too swollen, but it is large to begin with.
So last night, the Flames have got a couple-day break here. They'll be at it today. And a lot of times in the Flames schedule where they have a couple of off days, they'll have a lot of events planned because the season is busy, but they got to do their things. Last night, it was the Uncorked for ALS event, which is partly Scotiabank, I think, is on board with that. And for a long time, Michael Backlund has kind of been at the front of that cause. That's kind of his cause and charity of choice. We saw him wearing those the skates that he had, the ALS
outdoor
skates
game.
at the outdoor game, and those went for as an auction item and all of that. Well, take a look here. There is Michael and his wife Frida cutting a check to the ALS Society via the Flames Foundation, $183,250
well
from
done.
the Uncorked for ALS event. So well done to the captain, Michael Backlund, and his wife Frida. This has been a few years running now that they have been doing this, but that is not an insignificant total.
No
that is major dough, and good on both of them for doing that, because I think with Chris Snow and Snowy Strong and all of that, people are certainly here, Flames fans, people in the Flames world are more aware of ALS than maybe they were before. My grandma died with ALS, and it is brutal. There is no cure. They're working towards obviously helping increase the quality of life and lengthen the time from diagnosis to but there's no cure, and they're working towards it. So good on Mike, and good on Frida there. And Mike looks like he could be some kind of a Bond villain.
I'm telling you, that mustache looks great on
the
him.
mustache, and like the chin comes down to the perfect. God, wouldn't you love to have a jawline like that? But he does look. I'm trying to think, like a Bublé lounge singer or a
I like
villain
the Bond villain.
Yeah,
it's sharp. Tuxedos, I'm telling you, people don't strike out with tuxedos. That's a good look right there.
And the tie, not bow tie, with the it's on point, Ryan. It's on point.
Great people.
I mean, Frida looks very nice too, but I mean,
super active in the community. Kudos to both of them.
Yeah, kudos to both of them is right. So I dig it for Finning. That's awesome.
Cootie Hardos.
Yeah. Seated Heats.
Holy fuck. We are hungover today.
Finning online timed event continues again on now until December 5th. And who doesn't love a little online deal, right?
No, you do.
I know I do. Gosh. Yeah. It's easy to use online bidding. It's the auction sale, but it's online. So basically it's like going to the auction, but you get to stay at home. And who doesn't love just staying at home all the time? Finning Cat, register, bid, win. The online timed event is here now until December 5th. For more information, go to used.finning.com/bid. What do you get the guy that has everything for Christmas? Well,
a skid steer.
A skid steer.
Always a skid steer.
And even if you have one,
another dueling skid steers.
There you go. There's looking at the consider it Doug. Boom. Perfect. See, I dig it. I want it dug.
Yeah.
ALS Society. Thank you, John.
Also dig it.
John has dug it. So that's good.
Sweet. Thanks, Dougie.
Yeah. Appreciate you. We will we'll do the Pinder Report. I've got a this date in Flames history for McLeod Law coming up.
Late November, almost December. Okay.
If we make it through December, it's a special time of year, or something like that. Are you ready? Are you getting into the Christmas spirit? Because you were a bit curmudgeonly about it when we talked.
I was very curmudgeon-y. The lights are functioning now, so we're good. That file.
What was it? So the lights were up but not working, or they were, or was it like
there's some sort of a timer they were on, and the timer wasn't functioning properly, and then there's like a switch in the house somewhere that we couldn't find. It was inside the front closet. Like, what are we doing here with the switches in a closet? But yeah, we're sorted.
Those lights aren't really twinkling, Clark. Thanks for noticing. Yeah, we're Christmas vomited in our house already.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. The kids.
I'd love you to give us a tour one of these days.
I left it up to the kids. I said, listen, we can do the tree and all that, but I'm not doing this by myself because it's, as if anybody knows, it's a lot of work. You have to get all of it from either upstairs or downstairs or the attic or the garage or whatever, and then you haul it in. And that's kind of the part. And then it'll just stay there for 3, 4, 5 days. Just all the Rubbermaid tubs and all the boxes and shit just lists. Okay, are we going to put this up and get, like, the goal is to get the decorations out and then get all of this back out of here again. But it's funny, the tree goes up first, and then, hey, we want to put the lights and decorations on the tree. And then once the tree is up, it's like, all right, I'm just going to sit and watch TV now. No, let's finish this job and put everything back away. So I said, if you guys are going to do the whole thing with me, then we can get it up. It feels, it's very early, but they were all in. They were very excited for it.
That's good. I like it.
That's what, and your kids should be they're right in that wheelhouse of being out of their minds.
Well,
Christmas, right?
They know their calendar well, and they know a particular visitor starts arriving really quick here. And they say, there's some things we want to get done before the elf arrives. So let's make sure we're ready for that. I believe the 1st of December is when he usually storms in. So that's coming. They're ready.
I've got a Noodles update. It's really, it's quite an adventure. We can start from the back of the cab if you want to get going sooner. No. Just get home safe.
Cab going home
safely, and we can go from there.
I feel like we've all been in the back of the cab going home in the last little bit.
Well, you were in the back of that cop car last night. Is that the same thing as a cab?
Was that a cop car? That's where the grate was there before the.
That's right.
Seats. Yeah.
Let's before we get to the Pinder Report.
Yeah.
If you're coming on this trip to Phoenix with us, and you have not booked,
get going here.
Don't be disappointed if you wait a lot longer here and damn it.
I need 10 business days to renew my passport. I've already looked at it. We're good. Expedite the process.
What is the deal with you? Like, why is this a thing?
It's a 10-year passport. I've left it until 9 years and 9 months and whatever.
Right. No, we've gotten the update that, and maybe it was the Black Friday pricing and whatever, but they are going in chunks now. It's and that's probably how it goes. It's a group of guys that, should we do this? Well, let me check. Okay, I'm good to go. Are you good to go? So then 6 trips get booked at once because guys have done it together. And then, so we're getting down to the short and curlies. Would that be what would you call it?
I don't think that's what you're talking about. No. There's not a lot of grains of sand in the hourglass left here, folks. There's only so many of these. Get it in. Get your pal. Double occupancy, $12.99. Hockey, flights, hotel, transportation. You can sort out the fun. It's Phoenix in January. It's going to be way better than it is here. We know that. Come with us. Have some fun.
So there you go. Some people have been asking, how do we do this? All the details are at nationgear.ca, plus where you book. So there it is, $12.99. We're going to keep that price in. Let's just get this thing done. And sincerely, though, if you've kind of been, I'll talk to my dad at Christmas and see if he wants to do it. That ain't going to work.
Now's the time, fellas.
You're going to be disappointed.
Is the time.
January 11th to 13th, Phoenix, Flames, Coyotes. We're going to have a heck of a good time. And it's a presentation of Alberta Blue Cross. Only one thing better than sharing memories, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Alberta Blue Cross, celebrating life's memorable moments inspired by hockey. That is going to be a good
There'll be some memories. I just think about a room with some chairs and some good beer last night and how many memories we'll have from that.
There's
Never mind going to Phoenix and a rinky-dink college rink with 2 NHL teams, Rowdies, Rocking the Mullet, Arena.
Yep. Yeah.
High kicks, etc.
Let's do the Pinder Report.
Let's go.
Let's do the Pinder Report for our good friends up at Village Honda. Now, I was telling you about this. So today's the 29th, and they've been running this all month long. Again, talking about good people. Let's just align ourselves with some nice, good people from now until tomorrow, all of a sudden, as the month comes to an end. Village Honda is holding their Veterans Food Drive. They want you to stop by the dealership, bring your non-perishable food items, and help fill the Honda Ridge line sitting in the showroom. And then at the end of the month, right away, they will deliver all of the food collected to the Veterans Food Bank of Calgary. So that is going on for today and tomorrow. So if you can, if you're in the area, they would love it. We would love it if you'd stop by with some food, and they will take it to the Veterans Food Bank of Calgary for us as they continue to do good things and give back. The Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda.
All right, Dino, off day yesterday for the Flames, and interestingly, still in the news, despite not practicing, no lines. Here's Chris Johnston's big board heading into trade season. We're 3 months? So
This
1,
is
2, 3, and 4.
So this is the Flames trade board.
No, this is the entire NHL.
Oh, okay. The entire league.
Got 32 teams, yet the biggest 4 trade chips in the entire market, all in the hand of cards that Craig Conroy holds.
It's funny you show this, because now when you think about it, have you really heard of any other names? We're obviously so focused on this team, we don't really look beyond this very often. But I do.
It's true.
I don't really know of any other names around the league.
Well, I'll bring up some others, but it's like, do not sleep on Craig really being able to set the market here, especially on defense, where 3 of those 4 players are defenders: Zadorov, Tanev, and of course Hanifin, who. He's kind of having a career year in a weird way, isn't he, Dean? Like, it's not like he's a different guy than he's been. He's just doing everything well, and there's a little more offense, and they're using him on PP1, which I don't know is where a contender will use him, but certainly doesn't hurt to showcase him there.
And he has played well. It's whether it's for a new contract, whether it's for an asset easier to trade for Conroy, maybe you get more in trade. He has been good, and I think it's also one of those things that when he's not here, you will miss what he does.
There's a lot of
things you take for granted, the minutes and the skating ability and just being able to skate his way out of issues. He's a hell of a good player. And if they do trade him, whoever gets him, I think is going to be very fortunate. But
okay, so there's 6 more players that are not Flames in the top 10. I'll give you each 3 guesses. You're not going to get one. Like, that's how the rest of the market is. We'll have clarity in March on more who's buying and selling, but right now it's clear that extensions aren't happening for these guys, and Craig's not going to let guys walk for free. So the Flames have the top 4. Would you like to hazard a guess? Like, no. It's because
I'm guessing there's some San Jose Sharks that I wouldn't know their contract status. Go ahead. Sorry, I jumped on you.
Yeah, Anthony Duclair's in there for the Sharks at like 12 or 15. But like, just in the big board for Chris Johnston's order on the Athletic, Sean Walker at 5. He came over in a swap with Los Angeles in the summer. They got rid of Cal Peterson that way. He's been a really, really, really nice find for them. Offensively, strong season, a little more ice time in Philly than LA. Some numbers there. He's a free agent. He could be on the move. Ilya Labushkin, he's playing in Anaheim. Jake Allen, Sam Montembeault, Dikembe Mutombo's son, I believe. Yeah. The goaltenders in Montreal, obviously, a lot of talk there between them and what Edmonton's needs are. Morgan Frost in Philly, Tony DeAngelo. Like, the Flames have the big names here, guys. Yeah. They do.
Yeah, if you talk about tiers or cliffs or ledges or whatever. It feels like there's 4 and then a bit of a drop to a and I think, whatever your needs are, I suppose. But Flames definitely would seem to be in a good spot there.
I'd agree with that. And if Dan Vladar wants to keep playing well, it's one game, but it's one hell of a game. Build on that, sir. We can add you to that list, please. That'd be great. Okay, next item. Speaking of trades and Nikita Sidorov, it seems like there's a market developing in terms of some consistently talked about teams that are interested. There's Ryan Pike. Pike bomb.
It's a Pike bomb?
It's a Pike bomb on FlamesNation.ca. Find more there. Give that a read. And if you look right at the bottom there, just posted earlier this morning. A time of screenshot 8 minutes prior.
Wow.
So find out the suitors.
Fresh
FlamesNation.ca. No surprises in the names you've heard. It sounds like Kevin Weeks sort of restoked the fires that we've been hearing about since the trade requests. It's Toronto, it's New Jersey. Yeah. Vancouver's shown some interest. There's a few other teams in there. Have a read. Go check out Pikes.
Oh, what's True Living doing? Let's go, Brad.
He needs D. They just lost Giordano last night,
What are you doing? Let's get chop here.
Lundberg hurt. Giordano
who do we want?
First rounders. Many. All of them for the rest of the time. please.
Are we sending 2 guys to Toronto or just 1?
Sure. Just give us more picks.
What about that Nyes kid?
I don't mind that Nick Robertson fella, Jason's brother. Been injured a bunch the last few years, but it's like that's the kind of guy I'd like. Just throw that guy in. It's a little sweetener on a deal.
They were but you know what? We got force-fed that guy Robertson. And Robertson, how about his
4 years ago, though, right? Like this is now the buy low opportunity, is it not? Like it's the hype's died down. He's not prospect anymore.
Well, then what the hell do you want him for?
Because he's got tools, baby.
Oh God. So does Zadorov.
Yeah, which is why you're going to get something to trade for him. Let's go to the latest news. Jordan. Well, here's the thing: they sent Nick DeSimone down. Yeah, you probably want to have an extra defenseman, right? Per the American League site, Jordan Osterley recalled from the Wranglers down the hall with the Heats. He's coming up to the big club. Long day of travel.
Yeah.
Whoa, they didn't say there'd be this many Osterleys.
That's right. Well, they're good. Hey, everybody gets a taste.
I heard there were Osterleys.
Osterleys
in 12 games.
So that'll be his second. He started the season, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
He broke camp with the team, then went down. He's back. Soloviev has been up. We've seen Gilbert up. Hey, good.
Soloviev was the first player from the 7th round of the 2020 draft to play in the NHL. It was a nice little find. Wouldn't mind seeing him again down the road. But again, you got 3 defensemen on the big board. Maybe after the trade deadline, there'll be lots of ice for Ilya.
Let's go. Ilya.
Frank had some words. We talk about Pike bombs. How about Frank bombs?
Frank bomb.
He doesn't like people spreading rumors and I guess lending credence any nonsense out there. Dean, you have a listen because you were trying to do this yesterday.
Often on this show, but I want to let you know that the stuff that's been floating around about Corey Perry and one of his teammates' mothers is fucking bullshit.
Whoa.
And I think it's ridiculous that this was something that was perpetuated on social media. It is so far from the truth and so unfair. It's so weird that people think that there's some cover-up or conspiracy here that this is the real story, and yet we're just not talking about it because it's salacious or something like that. And it's unfortunate because Connor Bedard, 18 years old, breaking into the game. He was raised right. His parents are really polite, proper people. There's zero chance that something like this would happen, and yet it will stick with him for a long time because people are conspiracy theorists and think that whatever you read on social media is true. There's a process that's playing out right now between Corey Perry and the Chicago Blackhawks for disciplinary reasons. I don't know which way it's going to go. There's expected to be some kind of resolution at some point here in the next few days. Does he come back and play for the team? Is his contract terminated? Is he in a spot where he hits waivers or is traded? I don't know how this gets resolved, but it has nothing to do with that. So please, the next person that tweets about it or talks about it, don't even bother interacting with me because it's just absolute bullshit.
Yeah, it's incredibly stupid. It's just
acknowledge it or even give it some time. It's embarrassing, but that's the spot that we're at in 2023.
Take the heated Frank. F-bomb, Frank. Capital F. F sharp, Frank.
I feel like I want to poke the bear now.
Yeah, well,
put out a little tweet. Hey, Frank, I heard what you were saying. So you really think it happened?
Frank, are you confirming these rumors? Wow.
It's unbelievable. Frank bomb.
Let's keep moving. There was a trade yesterday. We saw Taylor Hall lost for the year. We know, by the way, that was before Corey Perry got placed on waivers for the purpose of contract termination. So now the question will be, will Corey Perry get a job somewhere else? He's 38. Certainly best hockey's well behind him in the rearview mirror, but around a half point per game in Chicago. We'll see what happens. And Chicago's like, we still need some guys that can help young Bedard. So here's Vancouver moving Anthony Beauvillier to Chicago. He was a former Islander, of course. I think he was drafted with one of the picks sent over in the Griffin Reinhart swap way back. That was a huge L for Pete Chiarelli. My God.
Yeah, that was a big one.
And here it is. Looking at the second tweet below, Friedman saying, yeah, it's 5th round pick. So a 5th for Beauvillier, no salary retention. Vancouver gets some cap space. They got a bunch of wingers, including some having great years, which we'll talk about in a moment. And for Chicago, little more help for the young kid. They want to surround him with some vets. Hall gets hurt. Perry's out. Trying to insulate the kid a bit.
That deal works for both sides, I would say.
Yeah.
Chicago has extra picks, and Vancouver,
yeah,
they kind of wanted to move that guy. I'm not to say anything about the guy, but they need some cap relief. Don't want to eat any money on it.
Garland. It's like, okay, they're both good forwards. They're probably making a little too much money, and Do we need 2 of these? Like we could sure use that cap space for a defenseman, and well, there you go.
So when does Tanev? Is he going to play with Hughes then?
We got to see if Tanev's face is still attached to his torso.
Because I know that Hronik's been really good there.
He really has.
But anyway, stay tuned.
Philip Hronik.
Hronik.
By the way, Canucks win again last night. Brock MF Besser, 17 bingos on the year to lead the league.
I don't know what that is.
Whoa. A lot of goals is what it is, Dean.
Bingos.
17.
Yes, I saw he was leading the league in goals. I didn't know anything about the bingos.
Yeah, well, we'll have to follow up on that after the show. William Nylander got hurt last night?
No. Did he?
This is not what you want to see when the trainer comes and talks to the coach. Just for the record, let's have a peek at this. Shielding the mouth. Oh, Sheldon Keefe is not happy, Dean. Oh, fuck. We lost Gio. Klimberg's a corpse. We can't. Matt Murray's on LTIR. Like, what? Another injury? My God.
Oh, for Christ.
Ah,
Fuck.
Not ideal. He's having a great start to the year.
When you coach the Leafs, every little movement that you make is there for people to watch. Hey, it's God.
It's wild. The magnifying glass cannot be like it just.
Well, that sucks because he's had a hell of a start. Maybe save Treliving some money.
Well, and Nylander was chatting post game, so maybe this isn't as bad as the response on Keefe's face. So there you are.
I hope so because I'm happy to see Nylander playing well.
He's having a hell of a year. It's going to cost a lot of money. Okay, let's move. What else we got? Patty Kane's found a home. It is Detroit. We told you that yesterday. Here's a look. You showed him the AI or the mock-up. That is a practice jersey in where, Dean?
Detroit.
Looks decent in red.
Yeah, he does.
Of his old Hawks days. Huh?
I mean, imagine if you're one of the younger guys on the Red Wings and this guy steps on the ice at practice and he's your teammate now. That's a pretty cool moment.
I would think so. And if you're Alex DeBrincat, you're like, boys, get ready. have the target always be ready here. He'll find you.
Yeah. I saw his quote. He's like, well, I know some guys have struggled to come back from that surgery, but he's a hockey nerd. He's hockey 24/7. If there's anybody that's going to do it, it's this guy. So I'm kind of rooting for it now. I want to see it happen. Let's light the league up, you two. Go.
Here's the list, by the way. We talked about it with Rhett yesterday. He is somewhere in the air using his vomit bag towards Buffalo. There's your NHLers post-hip resurfacing surgery. Nick Backstrom, half point a game, only lasted 47. Hagelin, nada. Kessler, nada. Jovanovski, not much.
I figured maybe that Kessler one was, but it is massive. It is a Mahusive procedure.
Not easy to come back from, as the 4 examples illustrated there would tell you. And by the way, apologies. We were drinking heavily last night. It was the Giordano injury was what Keefe was talking about there. Jake in the comments. That does make sense because I knew Giordano was hurt.
Then what the hell were you talking about?
Why is Nylander talking post? We were drinking Barnberta Blonde in Strathmore last night. Sorry. Came to the studio nice and early today.
Just clean it up, Pinder.
I just made sure the couch was still a good spot to theoretically lie a body down and sleep on if necessary.
You slept at the studio
for an hour this morning after taking my kids to school. Just need a little top up. We'll move on.
Like I say, when you start something, a new venture, you want to align yourself with good people, quality humans. That's what you want to be.
You need a good couch in your office. That's what I'll say. Did you see the old furniture they have in the back in the tapper or in the back?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's great. Like old antique furniture. Like, oh, yeah. Sit in these chairs that creak a little, have some beer, talk about life. Go. Yeah. So good. Mark Cuban's making a lot of money, Dean. He's good at it, but somehow, some way, he still gets to run the Mavs. How's this happening? Mark Cuban, majority stake to the Adelson Casino family, $3.5 billion valuation for the Dallas Mavericks. He bought them for $285 like 20 years ago or so. That's a nice little ROI.
Yeah, it was in that too. Like you say, because I've seen him talk about it. I don't know. I really like Mark Cuban.
Yeah, he seems fun.
He seems like a fun guy. I think he's very smart. And the Adelson Group, I think that's they obviously it's casino tycoons. They have bought and sold casinos galore, so they've got the dough. So
everyone wins here. He gets the money,
$3.5
still gets to run the team. The casino family gets to own the team, and yeah, all right, cool. Everyone wins.
Man,
it's a lot of dough. See, that's how you make B's, Dean.
More B's.
Use your M's to buy pro sports teams, and then sell the sports teams later for B's.
How do you get the M's?
He was a .com guy. That's how he got his M's.
Do you know what it was?
You know what he was?
He started this like online doing sports on the internet.
Come on,
broadcasting games on the internet.
Really?
Yes.
And Drew Carey in the chat says, met him at the Waste Management on the 16th hole, the old party hole in Phoenix. What a place to go in the winter.
Yeah.
How about that?
No, that's what I'm sure other things, but I forget what the name of the company was, but yeah, it was a .com, and they would take sporting events and stream them. So you could hear them off of terrestrial radio and hear them on the internet, and then sold that for a
lot of money, I'm guessing.
Something in the B range. And
how did Mark Cuban make all his money? Mark Cuban founded video portal broadcast.com with fellow Indiana University alum Todd Wagner in 1995 and sold it to Yahoo for $5.7 billion in 1999. That'll do it. He had his B's early. $5.7 billion? Oh. What do we do?
You know what we should do? We should broadcast sporting events on the internet. Great idea. Here's $3.5 billion.
Sorry, Dean. 5.7 billion.
5.7.
But does he have his own beer? Huh? Does he have a blonde as tasty as ours? No. You can have a few of those, by the way. They're quite lovely. Bubba Watson's a bit of a douche, and he's great at golf. And underlining both these things, check out his toy. This is classic. I have too much money.
Golf carts look the same. They've been the same. You got to stay 30 yards from the green. You got to stay on the cart path when it's raining. But let's have fun. Let's go through the water hazard, come off the other side, right by the green, put your ball in the hole, and then you can drive back across the water hazard. And who doesn't want to do that?
What we had to look at was how we could use the existing elements such as the roof, the seat handles, the sand bottles, all of the various pieces that are on existing golf carts, how we could incorporate those into the hovercraft technology.
BW1 is a prototype, our first one out, no bumps. Golf cart's gonna have bumps. It takes you everywhere you wanna go, through sand traps, through waters, shortcuts, into the woods, out of the woods. And my ball likes to go in and out of the woods, so we gotta be able to get there in the best way and quickest way possible.
The big advantage of the hovercraft is it has a footprint pressure about 33 times less than the human foot. So by hovering across a green, you leave absolutely no trace.
I see a lot of stares, a lot of laughs, and then they actually see how efficient it is. I think it's going to really get more people involved. They're going to want to just drive the hovercraft and not play golf. But
yeah, I'm into that. I'll take that for a spin. I'll need to golf. I'll just take that thing for a rip. That is really classic. I got too much money, guy.
Yeah, it makes you want to hate Bubba Watson.
Hover cart.
Yeah, see, what's the accent? He's American, right? Was he?
He's from the South.
Hey, your name is Bubba, you douchebag.
Rhett's not here, so let's take some runs at him.
Before we move on,
sorry.
There's some breaking news in the NFL world.
Okay, Jack.
Aaron Rodgers is returning to practice.
Whoa.
Me and Boomer were talking about this because the Jets stink.
Yes.
They can't make the playoffs. Is Rodgers... No, they can't. They're what?
Okay, but so I mean, before we just say they can't, where are they at, and how realistic is it? Because it's not a 0% chance. What are we talking about here?
How many weeks are left? Right, they got to run the table.
Run the table.
They're 4-7. They'd have to probably win out.
So you think 11-7 is the only way they get in? 11 because they played 17 weeks. That wouldn't be right. Yeah, I guess it would be 10-7, 9-8. Does it get you in? I wonder. Maybe. Shit.
And that's if they win this week, like start winning right now. And that's a 21-day window. Does he play this week?
The last playoff spot is Indy and Houston and Denver and Buffalo and Denver all tied at 6-5. So that's one game over 500. You can get to one game over 500 by going 5-1 in your last 6. If you run the table as you guys suggested, you're 10-7. That gets you in, I bet. You probably need help and some tie breaks if you're gonna get in with a mark of 9-8. Wow. Kooky medicine guy. He's looks like he's winning here.
Yeah, crazy person for sure. But I just don't see how it happens. You have no room for error. Don't get hurt again, or don't be less than whatever it's going to be, 80%, 75%. Don't have any kind of aggravation of this injury. You look at this team, and it's still, to me, it feels it's a failing to do anything with Zach Wilson. They put their faith in him. They
quarterback. That's what
they
it
kept
was.
trotting him out there. No, our best chance to win is with Zach Wilson. The whole world knew that was not the case.
Here's the sked. You ready for it?
Hit me.
Atlanta, winnable game. Houston, winnable game. At Miami, that's tough. Washington, winnable game. At Cleveland, we'll see. That's a good defense, but Cleveland may or may not be in it. That's second last week of the season at that time. And then finish at New England, winnable game. That's not crazy.
Not sure how
tougher schedules is what I'm saying. You look at the Bills and the Eagles, they got way tougher runs than that.
Houston's been pretty good.
They have, but
Miami's all right.
Miami's the tough one.
Cleveland
Miami hasn't beat a 500 team yet this year, eh? You know
but they have to run the table, so that
pretty
has
much,
to be win. Look, I'm for a good story. Come on back, Aaron, and shoot the lights out. Let's go.
Give it a run. We'll pay attention. It's a hell of a story if he does it, right?
If they're out of it, does he still come back just to say that he came back from this?
I mean, the practice window is open. Like, how far are you from playing? Like, it's not going to be this week against Atlanta. I'm guessing it's late in the week already, but like, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it would probably be the next week or the week after.
So I guess to your point, if they lose against Atlanta, they're kind of cooked. You're at that point 4-8. Yeah. So you're running the table would get you to 9-8, and you're only 1-3 in the division. You got a bad set of tie breaks with you. Like, yeah, if you lose this week, maybe you don't rush him. But if you can somehow survive this week,
because he's going to play next year,
Boyle or whatever, I think he'll be back. He's got a 1-year deal, but he seems committed to being a Jet from
he's
more
than
want just that one quarter.
Well, good for him. All that ayahuasca and turnip root and eye of new tongue of bat shit that he's got going there seems to be working.
Live look at the Bills fan. This is that was a tough one on Sunday night, wasn't it, Dean? My God,
it was a tough one. Yeah.
Oof. How does it feel to be a Bills fan? Let's have a look here. Looks like some sort of a Nerf gun and. You ever done that?
I can't say that I have.
You ever seen that?
No, can't say.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good. Does not feel good.
Didn't look good.
This will be funny. Oh no! It hurts. Ah, mommy.
And again, boys, so stupid.
Yeah. It's dumb.
So dumb.
This is beautiful. Neighbors, clearly pals. The only wrinkle here: one set of neighbors, Eagles fans. The other set of neighbors, Bills fans. We know how that Sunday nighter ended. Let's have a look.
My neighbors are Buffalo fans.
Sliding door.
Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Here we go. No, there we go. Swinging the frying pan. That's great stuff.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's
good
form.
Neighbors, that's good. Yeah, that's how you do it right there. Look at that. Well done. Well done.
Football.
A good attitude is really the only thing that matters in life, Dean. You can even get, say, for example, the snot beaten out of you, but the attitude's all that matters. Let's go live to a guy that lost a fight, it looks like.
Много джебов. Мне понравилось, да, Саня? Джебов я много нормально накидал ему. Ну, а мне тоже накидал, но, хоть джебы стали у меня проходить. Я могу хоть завтра выйти тренироваться. Кулаки неделю заживают. Посмотрим, что с глазом, потому что, говорю, в первом раунде в конце попали то ли костяшка, то ли пальцем в глаз, у меня раздвоилось. Из-за этого картина боя поменялась, и старался сориентироваться, чуть дезориентацию поймал.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See the other guy, though, I guess, or maybe. Yeah.
Dude needs a new hobby.
The dude needs a new face. That was like both eyes swollen shut, bridge of the nose broken, blood everywhere. Ugh.
I landed some good shots, though.
I had some good
really
jabs. I'd give him credit. He landed some too. Are you sure? Yeah. No, we're sure. Yeah. Finally.
Oh, boy.
Rhett's not here. So this is a good time to unleash one of the private videos that the Shoveler sent me. Working on, well, I mean, I don't even know what to call this. It's quite a skill set. I'll tell you that.
Why are you doing that?
Mount Everest ain't got shit on me.
I don't even know how to explain this to people that aren't watching.
It looks like someone that should be in Cirque du Soleil. They're like spinning around on some sort of a pole, and
She's
weight.
got a bow and arrow in her feet. She's got a barbell on her neck. She is holding herself up on a pedestal by her hands, and now is drawing back the arrow
with her foot.
With her other foot.
She's aiming at the balloon. There it is. Yeah, boom, done. Talented woman, the Shoveler.
I thought that was going to end a lot worse than that.
No, I wouldn't embarrass her. She only sends it when she gets it. Yeah, nailed it.
She's a hell of a good time.
What a catch.
Yeah.
That's your Pinder Report.
You got her number?
Oh, she sent me the video. What do you remember? Yeah.
Village Honda, Northwest Automall, online at villagehonda.com. New in-stock inventory on the ground. You should just start all of your automotive adventures, whether it's pre-owned, whether it's new. Maybe you're looking at pre-owned and you're like, you know what? New is the way to go. Maybe you're looking at new and thinking, these pre-owned, the savings are so good. I don't know why. It's the way to do it. Go and see Anthony and Tanya and everybody up at Village Honda and let them set you straight and get you on the road with a new quality pre-owned or new vehicle for the weekend, even though it's only, I think, Wednesday or something. Village Honda, your dealership for life. Proud sponsors, I'm sure, of the Pinder Report. We have a Noodles update. We'll be talking with him in a matter of moments, so that's good.
Right.
He's safe. He's ready to roll. I was going to do McLeod Law, this day in history.
Deeper.
Pinder does, among
On
other
this
things.
day in history, I did not get enough sleep. When was it? 0 years ago. It's today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deeper.
Thanks, Mandy. BK Beaufort Liquor with the Pinder update. McLeod Law, Peter Klein. Now, did you see Peter yesterday?
Yeah, we saw Peter.
How's Peter doing?
The thing you want to do before you have a runaway night at a brewery is go out for some afternoon.
Connect with your lawyer. Yeah. Make sure everything's squared away with your lawyer.
Get your fingerprints done and get all the proper documentation.
Yeah.
You prepay that bail, put a little deposit down.
Awesome. So Peter
He's
Klein,
in great spirits. Everyone's getting geared up for the holidays, talking about who's in town, which family's here, who's going there. And yeah, people have got the end of year stuff they're trying to wrap up. So it's busy time at the law firm.
Right on. And we talk about Peter Klein and of course Shane and Austin and everybody up there. And again, coming back to we want to align with good people. You may need legal advice and legal assistance for any number of things. Maybe it's buying a house, maybe it's selling a house, it's whatever it is, divorce. But whatever it is, you want great support. You want the best in the business, and you want people that you can relate to and that are on the same page. This is what McLeod Law is all about. They're a Calgary business. You're not going onto a website and then getting a 416 number calling you back or some ridiculous thing. Calgary, proud of their Calgary roots, a big part of their longstanding client relationships. They get this city, they get the people in it and the way things work. They share a commitment to making a positive impact on our city, which is, among other things, what makes them great. November 29th, 1977, the Calgary Flames defeated the Anaheim Mighty Ducks at the time.
What?
A 3-2 game in overtime. It was a shorthanded goal in overtime scored by Theo Fleury to give the Flames the win.
Theo.
Goal 315 in his Flames career. He passed Joe Nieuwendyk.
Whoa.
And became the leader in all-time Flames goals with that goal, however many years ago on this date back in 97.
97, 07,
03.
Boy, that's a while ago.
23. I know.
Carry the 0. Yeah, it's a long time ago, Dean.
When was he traded to Colorado? That had to have been right near the end, right?
Well, yeah, it would have been very close to the end, in fact. Like, I'll go look at his totals. I bet you that's right around where they've ended up for Calgary goals, because he was an Av and then a Ranger, a Blackhawk stopping there as well.
So, and again, that at the time, records are made to be broken, but 315 goals set the new benchmark for Flames goal scorers for Theo that night.
In his career for the Calgary Flames, 364. So he added another 49 goals after that. That was it.
When was the trade?
He went to Colorado in the middle of the 98-99 season. 60 games in Calgary, 15 with the Avs. And, of course, that was the deal that brought back Robin Regehr.
Mm-hmm. And
Reginald
Corbett.
Reginald, sir!
Reginald Corbett. So there we go. This day in Flames history, brought to you by McLeod Law. McLeod-law.com. You can go to the website and then you start to go, okay, well, here's what I need, and here's who. It's the way to do it. That Peter Klein. Good guy. Very good guy. Good people. Who else was at the lunch yesterday? Or
well,
I guess
Peter,
it was lunch.
It was not a lunch. It was just a pre-holiday beverage.
Right.
Just a quick catch up. A little hour. Rhett's in town. Come say hi.
Sure.
Because Peter's doing all the legal stuff, but the gals are running the show. You know how it is.
Is that how it is?
Someone's got to keep all these idiot dudes in suits not bumping into each other and organized.
Yeah.
So the ladies are there. They've got great plans over the holidays as well. Good to see everyone. It was
nice.
It was good fun to catch up.
There you go. Where is Rhett today? George wants to know on the chat. Rhett's he's flying back to Buffalo. He came out. We did the couple days. 2 days at a time. That's what we get with our pal Warner. Now I'm assuming he caught his flight. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him later than I did. So what was last sight of him?
Confusion,
swaying a bit.
Yeah, confusion. Blank screen. Yeah, just
he must have been spent. He was right into those stories. That's as good as I've seen him going in a while.
Yeah, there was some exhaustion and mumbling and stuttering, and didn't know where his money was.
Money.
I'm sure he did fine.
The safe.
I'm sure he did just fine. And good friends that we are, definitely checked in on him this morning to make sure he caught his flight and that he's okay. Because we're good people. Let's go to the Insider Hotline, a presentation of TELUS. TELUS, taking care of you. Enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games, some awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey to enter. For your chance to win, go online at TELUS.com/Flames contest. But you know what? It's rare. Like, Rhett is the former athlete, usually has his life all in order. It's just, there's no confusion. Everything's just, because they're used to that, right? It's strict scheduling. It's you get up, you do this, and there's no variation. Nothing ever slips through the cracks. One of our NHL insiders, Jamie McLennan, joins us here today, who also just straight arrow, straight, nothing ever goes sideways.
Very organized. Tickety-boo.
I had no details. All I said is Noodles sent the text. I'm running a bit late today. You'll laugh when you hear the reason. So no one is any of the wiser for what's happened with your morning.
I mean, where do I start? Like, it's been a day already, and it's 1:15 here in the Toronto area. So I knew I had a busy day because I'm doing obviously my show later, and I do a Sports Center, but there's a Sports Center day analyst. So, they usually want you to do some nuggets before noon so they can push them out online. I'm kind of new to it. So I'm like, okay, I'm texting with the guy who runs it last night. And I'm like, can we do them early? Because I've got a meeting downtown Toronto at 11 a.m. So I've got everything planned out. I get up early, I work out, I get my kids to school, I shower, I pull it together, somewhat comb this hair that I have left. And my wife has the Christmas lights going up outside. So I've got the builder, they're going to help put the Christmas lights up. And I've got to leave though, because I've got to go downtown. So the guy asked me if I need access to the breaker
what do I do? And I said, okay, well, let's go outside the garages. I will show you the code. You can go in and have access to the breaker if you want, but I've got to leave right now. So we go outside. I close the garages and I go to punch in the code. And for some reason, I'm locked out of my house. And all hell is breaking loose because I was going to drive to the airport and take the up train downtown. And now I can't, I have no access to my vehicle, no access to anything, no headphones, no nothing. And I'm punching a time clock. So I call an Uber and I tell the guy, I'm like, sorry, you have no access to the breaker. Get this done. I call an Uber. I take an Uber to the airport, take the train down, have my meeting, run back because I was late for my meeting, run back. I message you guys. I'm going to be on the train, but I don't have no headphones. So I'm going to be yelling into my phone. So I'm like, can we delay a little bit? I get home. The keypad's still not working. I had to call my nanny and say, can you come early to let me in? Because she's got a garage door opener. So side story, I do have somebody coming to work on the garages, but he's not coming till 4:00 today. So it's been an absolute gong show. I feel like the Edmonton Oilers in the defensive zone, just running around and, chicken with my head cut off. I've been sweating. If there was smell in this video, I stink of sweat because of stress, but I made it and I'm glad to see your smiling faces. So it's been a morning and I'm halfway through it. I'm basically halfway through my day and nothing has gone correctly.
See, you had been texting me, and even there it was kind of, I've locked myself out of the house. I had to take the train. I'm on my way back. I'll buy some headphones. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, I was going to buy, if we were pressed for time, I was going to run into the airport and they've got those Best Buy machines. I was just going to buy a set of headphones and just sit at the airport and do the hit. That's how important you guys are to me. So
I know. Yeah.
I feel like, and I hate it. Like I know you talk about Rhett. Rhett is not buttoned up. I mean, he's an unmade bed and, I'd be shocked if he made the plane this morning. Yeah. But that being said, I'm pretty organized and it frustrates me when I'm, making people wait or all of that type of stuff. So I'm mad, but I'm good. I feel good because now I'm in my home setting and I can just relax and we can talk some hockey or whatever you want to talk about.
That's awesome. No, I feel the same way because you look at yourself. I have kids, I have a wife, I have a job. Why? What is the matter with me? You just start to second guess your entire being. How did I get to this point in my life? If I can't keep this sort of stuff, so you just beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
But no, we're happy to have you. Do you need a few minutes? Do you want to go have just kind of decompress or smoke a joint later or something? Just kind of chill out and then we can start up again?
No, I'm good. I'm good. It took me a little bit to get the setup going. So I've reset. I'm good. My mind's in good space. I want to talk some hockey. I'm ready to rock. See whatever you got for me.
Okay. So I know you do a bunch of work with the Three Letter Network on Senators broadcast. That game between the Panthers and the Sens 2 nights ago was absolutely sensational. Kachuk Bowl, same division now. We only used to get them twice a year when Matthew was in Calgary. And I just keep thinking, boy, it's a nice collection of talented young hockey players in Ottawa. But I look at the standings, they're still not a playoff team.
No, that's the biggest problem is we buried the lead. Okay. So you're right. It was an amazing game, fights, all hell breaking loose, all that fun stuff, but they lost 5-0. Yeah. And, if you actually dug into the meat of the game, that what the TSN turning point for me, or the turning point was the challenge call. So it was an offside play that I thought was offside. And if I was a coach, I would have challenged it every day of the week, but it ends up, it's the Makar rule. And, apparently Bennett held on a little bit before he touched it and Lombard could touch up and away they go. They score the goal. So that makes it 2-0, and then they score on the power play right away. So because of the penalty that they challenged with. So it's 3 Cobb before you blink, and the game's over. So then, yes, you show everybody how much you care in the third period. You start a fight. Florida's wired that way as well. They can be bullies if they want. They're big, they're mean, they're skilled. They've got their goaltending's in order now. Like they're a serious team. And even, I watched them play last night against the Leafs. They put up, what did they have? 39 shots. So It was pretty impressive, like what they were able to do. But, it's more about the way that they play. And I am concerned about Ottawa, that you can have the lip service. What you need to do is have like results. And now the one thing I will say in defense of them, they've only played 17 games. So there are teams like Tampa that have played 23. So they are chasing the schedule a little bit, but you got to win the games that you have in hand. So that's ultimately, like, if I'm somebody in Ottawa, I like, for me, it's enough with the lip service. You got to go out and play.
I'm starting by points percentage. They're second last in the conference. Like, only Columbus is worse. That's nowhere where we wanted or thought the Sens would be. Never mind when 2.5 years ago, Pierre Dorian said the rebuild's over. Like, this is what's happened. What are they missing?
You know what they're missing is all of them kind of playing to their potential at the right time. So they've been getting goaltending, but their D haven't been holding up. They score a timely goal, but then they give up a bad goal. Like, it's. I heard McDavid say this during their bad stretch. It's death of 1,000 cuts. That's what I'm seeing. Like, you can't just go, oh, it's that. And they need a save. Like, it's easy to say they need a save. Absolutely. Korpisalo has been okay. I don't think he's been brilliant. I think Forsberg has been just okay as well. They need good goaltending. The Shabbat injury, it hurts them a little bit. Their depth down the middle of the ice. Well, let's take a step back, actually. To start the season, you have new ownership. Everybody's excited. All of a sudden, Shane Pinto not signing, all of a sudden suspended. So you've got that distraction. Then you've got Pierre Dorian. You're going to fire the general manager because you've got the losing of a first rounder, losing, for that. So you've got all these off-ice distractions. And then on the ice, it's not coming together as quickly as you'd like it. In defense of them, you've got a lighter schedule as far as how many games played. They go to Sweden. You're watching other teams play. They play every second day in December and pretty much to halfway through January. So 6 weeks from now, we'll be talking about it. And either this team has turned the corner and put it all together, or they're out of the playoffs. And we've talked about another blown season to a young core that I think is really good. And the other thing I even forgot to point out was Josh Norris, his standing, it took him a while to get settled into the lineup as well. So they're missing Ridley Gregg. They're missing Shane Pinto down the middle of the ice. They're missing Shabbat on the back end. But every team has adversity. So they're not the only team that has, they could put their hand up for excuses. They've got to play better as a group and for 60 minutes.
Real quick, Rhett talked about it yesterday. This is year 5 already for DJ Smith. I got to feel like if there's heat anywhere, it's there because the GM's already gone. It's a new owner, and this isn't the GM or owner's coach.
Exactly. Like, you have to prove, if I was Andlauer, and I think he's doing a great job, you come in, you've inherited a bunch of things. You've got to figure out what you like, what you don't like, what you need to improve on, what you need to add in the organization. So you're right. There's not a lot of loyalty, but I would say that to the players too. Like, this owner didn't draft them. They didn't develop them, didn't hand those contracts to them. So, you've got to prove every day to Steve Staios, to Michael Andlauer, to everybody in that organization that you're part of the solution, not part of the problem.
We saw this morning Patrick Kane steps on the ice in his Detroit Red Wing practice gear. He looks good. We showed the pictures yesterday. Looks good. The Blackhawks, the Rangers, those are all original 6. He looks real good in the fit. Now, DeBrincat has had 2 41-goal seasons with Chicago, and he's back with his buddy again. Detroit is 3rd in the division right now. I think that maybe some people were shocked to see him go to Detroit. Were you surprised to see Kane pick Detroit?
A little bit, because everyone's talking, well, does he want to go to a cup favorite? Well, define what a cup favorite is right now. I mean, Vegas lost last night. Boston stubbed their toe with 3 in a row. Edmonton, everyone was just handing them the cup at the start of the season. We've seen what's happened there. They're starting to dig themselves out. I would say it is a little bit shocking because there were just, the regular cast of character teams out there, right? It's, hey, it wouldn't surprise me if he ends up in Tampa. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up in Vegas because they know how to bend, the cap rules a little bit. And Boston always seems to find a player or find somebody. I guess, is Detroit surprising? Yes, on a lot of different levels. But if you look at it, he might be looking at this as like, this isn't just a one-off here. I might be able to, spin this into 2 or 3 years here if I settle in with the group, help them get to that next level. If they become a playoff team, I've been there and done that before. I think Steve Yzerman, I wouldn't say under the radar because we've all watched it happen. He's done a really good job there. The one thing in talking to the coaches there this year, because I did a Detroit game, is they've got NHL players there now. Like if you look at the last couple of years, it was guys that they were trying out, young player up here, young player, guys still developing. All of a sudden it's Kopp, it's Sherratt, Petrie's there. They've got some players that have played in the league, and then you add it to the younger players that have pushed through, the Siders, the Raymonds. Dylan Larkin, I think, is the longest standing Red Wing, and it's not like he's 40 years old. I think he's 27. So they've got a group there that's pretty darn good. David Perron has 9 lives, and he seems like he's 48 years old, but all he does is produce. I thought I watched him score his 6th and 7th goal the other night.
Yeah.
So they've got a good mix. And the one thing that I'm rambling here, but Alex Tanguay has been unbelievable with their power play. If you look at their power play, it's dangerous. You've got a really creative, really bright mind, hockey mind, that's kind of, working behind the scenes on that. So you add in a Patrick Kane on the power play with a power play that's already really creative and really talented. I think Detroit, it might help them. Even if it gives them a 5% bump, that 5% bump might put them in the playoffs.
Well, and it's funny because you talk about Tanguay, a former Flame, creative guy. Mark Savard came in here as the new assistant coach for the Flames, and the power play has been absolutely dreadful. I think they're down around 11%. They had a power play with a chance to win the game late against Vegas, half of it overlapping into overtime where it's a 4-on-3. They couldn't score there. It's been awful. And I don't think anyone's pointing the finger at Mark Savard, but they're also looking at the personnel. Like, you're back there as a goalie. What are you seeing? What makes a successful power play? And are there right ingredients here for Mark Savard to get this thing closer to 20, not 10%?
There are ingredients. Obviously, power plays are so unique because you have to have the entry. So we're seeing the double drop back now. With speed, you go to 2-on-1, a guy at the blue line, you get the clean entry. So now teams are trying to disrupt that drop off. So if you get a team that's really good on the kill and you disrupt that drop back, that kills 10, 20, 30 seconds off the kill. So right there, that's something that teams are picking up and learning and coaching into that drop back position. Once you get set up, I still believe it's about motion and creativity. Like a lot of the power plays and the way they kill, it's a box or it's a diamond. And then you give up the half wall, you give up down low, a jam play. Basically, it's an umbrella. You got a guy who drives the bus from the top of the umbrella, and you've got 2 guys on the flank, maybe a bumper position. So there's lots of options, but the creativity is what's important. It's tough to defend. And what I mean by that is the reason why the Edmonton Oilers, their power play was the greatest last year in the history of the game, as far as statistically, since they've been tracking it, is because you can have all the setup in the world, all the preparation, but 97 starts to circle the wagons and open up seams. And not only are you trying to defend a guy who had 60 goals, but he also can pass to Draisaitl, who's not in a traditional backdoor seam play. He's scoring from the goal line.
Yeah.
That's, he's got that angle. So I look at creativity, and you have to have the personnel. Yes, nobody's got McDavid and Draisaitl there, but you do have guys that are good shooters. Lindholm's a good shooter. So do you put him in the bumper position, or do you put him on the half wall in a one-time position? Those are the things. And I would ask this, and I'll put it back to you guys. Who's driving the bus from the back end? Who's the Quinn Hughes? Who's the Evan Bouchard? Who's the guy who walks the line with tremendous poise and makes a play instead of force feeding it? I don't know how many times we've seen defensemen in the league, and I won't point them out. I'll just point out an example. A defenseman go, hey, I'm a left-handed shot. I'm going to look over there and pass it there. Like, it's so predictable.
Yeah.
Where I want, like, as a goaltender, when you're back there, the worst thing to defend, or the toughest thing to defend, is unpredictability. If I know it's going half wall back for a one-timer at the point, and our D are going to try and box out, good. I'm going to try and front that shot. Or we give up the least path of resistance down on the half wall. Everyone takes away a back door. I front the puck on the the goal line, if the guy wants to walk out, there's roles and everybody plays them. So for me, I would say creativity, but you have to have somebody back there, whether that's Hanifin, whether that's Zadorov, like who's been the guy back there that, I guess Anderson, Rasmus Anderson's got a good shot. He's got good creativity and pretty good patience, but you need somebody that kind of controls everything. And he's the guy who's got the vision from back there that can go, I can distribute it over there and it can work its way down. But we haven't seen that chemistry yet. And that's why they're hovering just over 10%. I think you mentioned it's like 11%.
Yeah, it's gross. Well, and the interesting thing here is like, the contractual status of Hanifin, all of a sudden he's power play one guy. I went, it's never been that in his career with any success. And now here he is having a great year, but that's not who he is. He's not a power play quarterback when he gets traded to a contender, theoretically. Rasmus Anderson's not even on the second year. They got Uyghur there. And it's like,
oh yeah.
I wonder how much this is let's pump up the stock of this guy before we trade him versus using your best pieces there. Because I think Anderson's a better power play guy than Hanifin.
Yeah, I actually forgot about Uyghur, who has a good shot and has some creativity to his game. But yeah, Hanifin is kind of the guy I was talking about, like very robotic, very predictable. That's not a bad thing. It's just when you're dealing with really high-end potent power plays, Hedman walks the line, Sergachev walks the line, Adam Fox, Carlson. Obviously, I'm talking about number one defensemen who drive the bus from back there. Hanifin's not that. If anything, he's a good skater, really, I would say average and respectfully as far as distributing the puck and hockey sense. I think he's a guy who's gotten by on being a really good skater and he competes hard, but a little bit reminds me, and you guys, this is more my era, but Jay Bouwmeester. Jay Bouwmeester, really good skater. I think he had 15 goals on the power play in Florida before he came to Calgary. But that power play was centered around him walking down the middle and Stephen Weiss hitting him. So that was kind of a designed play that got him some goals. He gets to Calgary. I think we put him in front of the net. That's really, I think we had him in it kind of miscast there because he wasn't a fit on our power play, back then. So it might be a pumping up of the situation for Hanifin, but I want my most creative guys on the power play because you've got space out there. You got to do something with it.
Yeah, and it's obviously it's a little bit of both. I think that you don't have a lot of high octane scorers obviously on this team. There's not a lot of one shot scorers,
right?
And then on the back end, you don't really have, Anderson is probably at this point, maybe it's bigger. Anderson's probably the closest, but you wouldn't look around the league and say that he's a power play quarterback. He's just the best of the group that they have here right now. Yeah. So without a high end quarterback and then a lack of finishing, that's how you get to 11%, I suppose. And I mean, they much like with the line combos, they've tried everything. They've cycled all those D through at one time or another, and still they're going games at a time without a power play goal.
Elephant in the room, you got a guy making $10.5 million who probably should be running your power play, right? This is, he's known as a great puck distributor. He's known as a guy who's supposed to make his line mates better, that type of stuff. I mean, I'm not here to kick him in the junk every week, but it seems like his name comes across our desks, right? Because you just want a little bit more. You want him, for that price tag to prop up the players you play with. So you're right. If you have, we'll call it average puck handling from the back end, well, then you better have somebody elite on the flank or somebody elite somewhere else on that power play that goes, okay, it's going to run through me. Because I would argue it ran through Johnny Gaudreau, right? Like Johnny was a guy that was able to be creative, was able to push people back. It's so funny. Johnny's 100 pounds soaking wet, but he could shoot the puck. Like he had that whippy stick and he had that top shelf shot that he would establish if you started to sleep on him a bit. So he'd establish the shot, then he'd start to look around for options. And then it's Lindholm in the bumper position or Lindholm in a one-timer position. So, you come back to it. If you've got creative guys, well, he's supposed to be one of your most creative, the guy who got 115 points 2 years ago. So, you need more from him if you're going to give him, if that's supposed to be his wheelhouse, then he's got to be the guy who go out there and earn it and be a difference maker, where he shouldn't be sitting where the three of us are sitting with a minute and a half left in the game, and they've got 6 other guys out there trying to tie the game.
Just a quick thought, because you're out there, and I'm not sure if you would have seen either of these teams recently, but the New Jersey Devils, a lot of people pick them to maybe win the East, and right now they've got 10 wins in their first 20.
Yeah.
And the Penguins have 10 wins in their first 21. And we talk about Edmonton. You got to be all in. You got to spend all your picks, whatever. Now it's the time to win. It's the same in Pittsburgh, I would say, with Malkin, Crosby. They brought in, obviously, we know who's there. They need to win now if they're going to win. I just wonder, what are you seeing on either of those sides? Obviously, New Jersey's kind of getting, maybe just now entering their big window to win, and Pittsburgh's on the back end, but neither team where they want to be right now.
Well, okay, let's start with Jersey. I think early on, you could probably say it the first 10 games, Jack Hughes probably should have been up for the Hart. Like, he was destroying the league. Yeah. And then he gets injured and everything kind of runs through him. And he just is finally starting to get his game back. So I think Jersey is a team, they weren't getting the goaltending as well, the saves. Last year, I thought they got the saves. It was by committee. Vanacek went in there. They got this kid, Akira Schmid. Yeah. Schmid's a good young goaltender, big kid. So, they're starting to shore that position up. But I think it is expectation and then reality too. I remember talking to somebody in New Jersey's system, we'll call it, and him saying, they had concerns because the Devils were really good at easy games. But once the game got hard, they needed to find another level to fight through that adversity. And they were talking about their schedule and how, it was going to be a telltale of maybe what this team was made up of. I wouldn't call it fool's gold, but they were winning and having some success in some games maybe they could have got pushed out of. And recently in watching them, I wouldn't say pushed out of games, but not sticking in the game and being difference makers. So that's what I look at it. I still believe Jersey's going to be a playoff team, and I think they're in that process of learning. Pittsburgh's on the other spectrum. You've got Jeff Carter there, who they're trying to find a spot for up and down the lineup. Who's he's at the end of his career. He's 38 years old. Wow. Malkin has had a great start. Crosby's had a great start. Carlson and Letang is interesting for me because they're both number ones, and they're both used to, it's just money in the bank. You get a power play. Both of those guys have their leg over the board going, yeah, I've been doing this for 10, 12 years, right? Oh, you're going? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I still feel like, and it's, I don't think it's been confirmed, but there might be some sort of power dynamic there too, just trying to figure out, okay, who's going. Sullivan's got some options there, but you also have to keep some, I'll say this respectfully, some egos in check too. Like they've got guys that you're still trying to settle them in. I like what Dubas did in the offseason, trying to make the bottom of his roster a little hardened, with the Acharis, guys like that, Matt Nieto, just tougher to play against because they weren't getting anything out of their bottom 6 last year. Tristan Jarry, I think, is a good goaltender, and kind of, wouldn't say he had an inconsistent year, but I think he had 24 wins last year. So I still think Pittsburgh can be a playoff team, but when you look at them, they kind of need it all to fall into place for them to be successful. Where we see other teams, it's like, okay, that guy dragged them to a win. Their top player dragged them to a win. Where with Pittsburgh, I think it's got to be by committee. And we saw them beat the Leafs on Saturday night. Jarry I thought was really good, but Pittsburgh, it was by committee. Carlson scores, Achari scores, and they kind of just wore them down and chipped away at them. It wasn't like this dominating performance.
And what's crazy, we were talking about the Flames power play, and you can kind of understand it. They don't have a quarterback, and they don't really have high-end finishers. So you're down there. The Flames are at 11.3%. Pittsburgh just passed them. They're at 12.1%. Wow. How that power play can be near the bottom of the league is staggering. Whether
Crosby,
it is
Crosby,
right?
Holy shit.
It is a complete list of Hall of Famers on that power play.
It is, but it's how many, they still, I believe they're going to sort it out. But I'll give a bad analogy. How many times have you seen a movie with great stars in it, but the movie, doesn't come together yet? That's the way I look at it. Is they have the pieces. You're right. On paper, this looks amazing. They haven't put it together yet. And I don't know. I'm sure they will. They're a mature group. Crosby runs that show. I don't think there's, he allows egos in that dressing room to get too crazy. But you're right. A power play like that should be 20% in their sleep, just based on even the guys on the back end, just Letang and Carlson alone. So they'll sort it out, but they haven't yet consistently.
Well, I'm glad that you've settled in. I'm glad we got you on here today. People are raving about having you on the show here every week.
They are.
And so how much time now, because time zones being what they are, when do you start, what time between now and the start of your main show?
I've got, you don't even want to know the rest of my day. So
we do though.
Here's the other thing. So because the Christmas lights were being put up, I felt, okay, I will have the winter tires put on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So as I'm sitting in my meeting, there's a guy out front of my house going, I came early. We're going to put the tires on your car. And I said, I'm not home and I'm locked out of the house. So they just started. And I don't know if you saw this. This is how I'm good at multitasking. They were asking for the keys to the car while I was talking about Noah Hannafin. And I was giving my nanny the keys. But they're doing the tires outside. I've got a phone call at 2:00 to talk about goaltenders being analysts. It's an NHL.com article. At 3:00, I'm taping some Sports Center stuff talking about what the hell's wrong with Ovi today.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He's got 5 goals in 18 games. He's 38 years old. Like, I'll ask you guys this. How many goals do you think Ovi's going to score this year?
28.
Okay. So 28's not too bad. He needs 68 goals to pass Gretzky. So 28, now all of a sudden you're down to 40. In the next, year or two?
He's got 2 years after this one on his deal, I think. Yeah.
So that he'll be 40 years old and he'll pass Gretzky. I think that's a pretty damn good career. Like, and the narrative is like, boy, he's on pace for his lowest. And I'm like, yeah, he's 38. And he looks like Forrest Gump with stilts on out there some nights. Because it's like he's hobbling around out there. But the one thing that I would say about Ovi is he plays every night. So he gives himself a chance. So I think you're right. I think he's going to be 25 to 30 goals this year.
Yeah.
And that chips away at the 68. And even if he gets 25 next year, and then that final year he limps in at like 15 to 18 goals, is it like, are we looking back and going, oh, this is embarrassing? It's not embarrassing. The guy is absolutely, been a rock star his whole career. So I look at it a different way, but I often remind people that Gretzky scored 9 goals his last year. 9.
Yeah.
Well, and when it goes bad, it goes bad quick. Like we watch power forwards, defensemen, guys like Rhett. Like it's not always a slow, graceful decline. Sometimes it's a cliff for guys.
And I was going to say, there's potential there for this to be an awkward situation when they get near the end. If he's within 10, 12, but can't play.
Yeah.
And Warner earlier this year, the Flames played Washington, and his main takeaway was, "What's up with Ovi? Ovi looks terrible." If they get to next year or the year after, and they have to keep trotting him out because this is a mega record. The league is waiting for it. This is not just games played. This is the goal scoring record. Everyone, I think, is going to want him to get it, but if they got to keep trotting him out there on power plays only and wheeling him out there to try and can you get 2 more goals? Jesus Christ. There's a chance this could be real ugly. If
it's
they get
Hannibal Lecter. They're literally going to put him there.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think he's healthy enough. I knock on wood for it, but like he's a guy who plays every year. Last year, his father passed away. There was some stuff going on, so he had to, he missed some games. But this guy plays, and every time he plays, there's an opportunity for him to score a goal. I think out of the 5, he has 2 empty netters this year too. So if Washington's trying to defend a lead, all of a sudden he's out there lumbering around. But you know what? You'll take them. They don't ask how. So I think I'll be talking about that, and then obviously I have my show, and all hell will break loose. I mean, the Leafs won last night, so it's rainbows and pom-poms.
Yeah. Well, people ask us all the time. We'll let you go here, but which are the better shows? Which are easier to do when the Flames win or they lose? They're easier when they lose. Yeah, because people are found they're ready for someone to be fired or traded or something.
After a loss, because everyone's emotions are involved. You're just like, I'm sure you guys are like, let's turn the mics on right now. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you would have people that have 18 Ryan Cokes in them that just want to like open the lines and just go nuts and fire this guy, trade that guy. And what the hell is this guy doing? It's the same thing. I mean, as you guys know in the media, people love the beautiful baby about 20%. They want the burning bus for 80%. And that's the burning bus is what everybody talks about.
Well, all right, man, we'll let you go. Yeah. Make sure those lights are twinkling there, Clark.
Next time you're through Alberta, we got some beers for you. We launched our very own beer last night out in Strathmore. We're a little under the weather, a little foggy today, but when you're passing through, we got a 4-pack for you.
I'm in. I will be out in Alberta early January. I'm doing the Ottawa Flames game. Wow, Barn Burner Blonde.
How about that?
That is good. That is good. That
Yep.
looks, well, pencil me in for about 17 to 18 and I'll be good.
Perfect. Done. Thanks, Noodles. Appreciate you, pal.
Later, guys.
There you go. Jamie McLennan, he's just one of the best. And of course, our insider hotline, a presentation of TELUS, using world-leading technology to drive meaningful change, from transforming healthcare and making the food supply more sustainable to reducing our environmental footprint, connecting Canadians in need, the most giving company in the world, and making the future friendly. Learn more online, telus.com/givesback. There are not many guys who would have done that.
No.
It would have been, I'm not going to be able to do today's hit.
To the airport to catch a train, to get to a meeting, to get back on a train, to get back to the airport, to get to the house, tires being changed outside, locked out of his garage, nanny's
Christmas
helping him out with
lights.
keys. Like, are you kidding me?
How many guys make that hit happen today?
Him. That's it. That's the end of the list.
1%. It's the smallest. No, I can't do it today. I'm sorry. How about tomorrow? Is tomorrow better? Love that guy. He is great. He is great.
He would have been good last night. He would have fit right in out there.
Yeah. Yeah. If there's ever some sort of an event and you hear that McLennan is at it talking something,
go
buy the ticket. Buy the ticket. Do what you have to do. He is awesome. He is awesome. DoorDash. Let's do some and we got to do some. We'll get our picks in. It's a quiet night in the NHL, just 3 games. But with that in mind, a little bit of DoorDash for you. Restaurants, grocery, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more. It's so easy. Why would you do it any other way? Get the DoorDash app, choose what you want from where you want, and it'll be left right outside your door. And for the time being, for the limited time, still on, our listeners get 25% off, 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more. You download that DoorDash app and enter the promo code NATION25. There it is, NATION25, to trigger that deal. So for DoorDash, what's on the menu?
All right, we got 2 things to talk about tonight. The Suns are in Toronto to face the Raptors. That's 5:30 tip-off. Suns favored by 3.5 points. And by the time that's wrapped up, it'll be a perfect time to switch the channel over to watch the Capitals and the Kings. Kings have been a wagon this year. They're a divisional foe of the Flames. We haven't seen them yet this year play the Flames, Dino, but I don't know that it would be under the radar. I think it is a well-established, strong start for LA, who I think is, by points percentage, the best team in the Pacific right now after that Vegas loss in the last 2 nights.
Yeah, they're in my bets coming up, but they are hell of a good team, man. Hell of a good team.
Little sneak peek there. Flames will see the Kings right before Christmas at the end of this 15-game gauntlet run. So it'll be Anaheim and LA on the road, I believe, right before Christmas break.
There you go. That's what's on the menu. Again, it is a presentation of DoorDash. Don't wait. Don't forget Nation25 to trigger that 25% deal on your first order with DoorDash. Dash that for the win with DoorDash.
Hey-o.
Hey ho, hey ho, hey.
So just 3. So we got the Kings game. We got another. It's interesting. Patrick Kane. Do we have word he's going to play tonight or not?
I have not seen that.
If he does, it's against his old club, the Rangers, tonight, because it's Detroit, and the Rangers, another original 6. That would be kind of interesting if Kane makes his debut against his old club.
How long has he been on the ice? Do you
we
need to
saw
take contact.
Game, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that is he the type of player? Do you worry about him having to take contact in practice? I don't know, but
he doesn't really get a lot of contact. He's elusive, isn't he?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I hope that he's the exception to that rule.
It wasn't good last year, and that's all pre-surgery, but it's tough to watch elite players not have it. Yeah. And that's what he looked like. I don't want to see that Kane again. I'd love to see a little bit of magic with that Detroit club that has drafted high for a long time. Has had some really bad lottery luck, like losing 3 slots every time and watching teams pass them in the top 6, 7, but no stars, maybe Mo Sider, but good players. And so I think that extra bit of skill, I think it fits there.
I think there are some guys that are going to emerge. I think Lucas Raymond is a guy, high first round pick. You mentioned Sider. I think Larkin has quietly been a borderline superstar type of a player. And they made so many changes in the offseason. I know we talked about it on I think it was on this show. It's like, I don't know, it's like Stevie Y got all the time in the world, and I think he's done a great job wherever he's been, but made all kinds of changes. Like they brought in Justin Hall, who was in Toronto, and Shane Goss, the spare, came in, and the Ben Sherratt deal up front. Like Klim Kostin came over after the Oilers couldn't keep him, and David Perron, JT Comfort. It was just, they added so many guys, made so many changes. I just wasn't sure it was going to mesh, but they're right in the thick of things there in their division. So
the other thing with them, they got 3 goalies going right now. You know, Husso's the guy they got in from St. Louis. Alex Lyons on a roll. Remember him, of course, from last year's playoff run. He started the playoffs for the Panthers before Bobrovsky got hot. And I think Reimer is the other guy there. Like there's something will shake out there. That's interesting.
Let's do some Betway bets. Little Betway bets. As you mentioned, only 3 games. I am on the Kings game tonight. It is Washington. We talked about this. Washington with Ovi, and I don't know. I'm liking the Kings on this one. Kings have won 5 in a row. They've been terrific on the road, not quite as good at home, and they are at home tonight. But I'm going to take the Kings by a goal and a half, minus 1.5 to get to plus 115. The Caps lost to the Sharks the other night, so that's how it's going for them right now. And meanwhile, Kevin Fiala, I think Kempe's kind of been pacing that team, but I'm going to go with Fiala, anytime goal scorer, plus 200. He has 4 goals in his last 5 games, so that's where I'm going with the Washington-LA game tonight for my bets of the day for Betway.
Very good. I'm focused on the other game, Detroit at New York, the original 6 matchup. Panarin, 2+ points, is plus 135. He's had a monster year, and I love Mika Zibanejad getting on track. Not one of the hottest starts amongst the Rangers, but a guy that always seems to be a threat for about a half goal per game. So we'll dance at 1.6 plus 162.
Get that Betway app, get it on your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, your phone, and play along. If you don't need to use our picks. You can if you'd like, but just whatever you do, bet the responsible way with the official gaming partner of Barn Burner, which is our buddies over at Betway. This episode of Barn Burner sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation and get on your way to being your best self. If you're thinking about therapy, you've heard this message, you've heard us talking a little bit about it, and you're thinking online therapy, I can see that's maybe an option for me. Then this is definitely the time to give this a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient and flexible and suited to your schedule. Life's busy, it can be hard, and I think for a lot of just the way my head is, I would probably like to give this a try, some therapy, but when you start to tick off the boxes of things that you need to do, I got the kids, and I got to get this done, I got to get this. I think as guys, we just tend to put ourselves last on that list, and that's not a good thing. So hopefully with something like BetterHelp, you can take care of yourself here. There's a questionnaire you're going to fill out. There'll be just kind of straightforward stuff. You fill out your answers, and then BetterHelp goes to work to match you and pair you with a licensed therapist. And then you can start to go to work on things. You go, what are some of the issues? Is there a certain time, a certain way, that sort of thing? You just talk it out, and then you help build some strategies. So if we're seeing this being the issue, then here's something to try. And then on your next meeting, well, how did it go? Did it work? Well, we'll try and switch things up. I think there's a thought in a lot of guys' heads where therapy, am I really going to do this? Am I going to lay on a couch and talk to somebody? It's just not that way. It's just about communication and talking things through. And I think for a lot of people, it can be surprising to see what a difference it can make. If you're thinking about giving therapy a try, an online therapy, then there's never been a better time. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. BetterHelp.com/FlamesNation. You will get 10% off your first month right now with BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation. That does it for the show today. Thanks to everybody who turned out last night in Strathmore. We had a heck of a time. Thanks to everybody at Origin for everything, for putting the beer together and all the work that they have put in. Again, you can get it into your hand. Go originbrewing.ca. They have the online store open. And for a limited time, you get that 10% off deal that we were telling you about. 10% discount from now until December 6th with the promo code BarnBurnerBlonde, blonde with an E at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And local delivery as well. So how do we get it? They really are trying to make it as easy and convenient as possible. Local delivery for only $5 every Thursday on your Origin order and purchase of $50 or more within the city of Calgary. Surrounding areas up to a 50-kilometer radius. They had to kind of put some stipulations, but basically, if you're in Calgary, every Thursday they are going to haul in all the online orders and get them to you for a low charge of only $5. Awesome. Originbrewing.ca. Looking forward to people having it, trying it. Want to hear from you what you think of it, and maybe it's the inn. Maybe all the Swifties, and they'll be drinking Barn Burner Blondes in 2024.
I can't see why not.
Kelsey and whatever's,
the cool people. That's what they're doing.
I can't believe at the Academy Awards they were drinking Barn Burner Blonde.
It's a good blonde, very crushable.
It is indeed.
I'm gonna go lie down.
In the studio or at home?
Well, I think I have to get passport photos done and then I'll lie down. So yeah.
Passport photos the day after a beer party.
I'll look good. I've done my hair.
Somebody was asking what the temperature is in the studio with the toque on and hood up. Have we paid our bills? Is the heat on?
I was cold with a jacket on, but I don't know that it's anything to do with the landlord and the heat here. It might just be more of my body shutting down due to alcohol consumption.
Well, I know we're all very concerned for you.
It's true.
Yeah, we all.
See you tomorrow, baby.
See you, buddies.